Hello, I'm Ron and my colleague Bradley and I are back with Breaking Bad Habits, Part 2. In this video, we will help you to identify your bad habits, as well as understand what habits are and how they are formed. If you don't know what all of your bad habits are, it is likely that you will know some of them. Then the best way to identify them is to ask yourself what they are. You may think that this sounds too simple to be effective, but it really does work. Your habits are stored in your subconscious mind. Now Bradley will continue our discussion on breaking bad habits. Stay tuned.
Are you happy with your life right now? Do you have everything that you really want? Your habits define you as a person, and they are responsible for all the things that you have and do not have in your life right now. You may not realize this, but it is true. With this powerful training, you will be able to break those bad habits which are not supporting the life that you want and form new habits that will empower you to make a positive change. It is not going to be an easy journey, as breaking habits you have had for a long time is going to be tough. Forming new habits is challenging as well. But you must examine your habits and make the necessary changes if you want to truly succeed. To help you do this, we recommend that you create a strong reason or why you want to change your habits. Write this down and refer to it if your motivation drops. We will explain in this training how habits work and how they are formed. It is essential that you understand this to make the changes that you desire. We will explain the 3 R's neurological loop and the time that it takes to make changes to habits. There is also a section on habit formation phases which you must read. Even when your new habit is automatic and you have successfully navigated all of the formation phases, there will still be a chance that you could break a new good habit. So we have provided some proven ways for you to reinforce new habits that are simple and effective. Getting rid of your bad habits will totally liberate you. It is a great feeling to change something that has been holding you back for a long time. Forming new, empowering habits will also be a great experience for you and will make you feel confident about the future. We suggest that you treat the breaking of your bad habits and the formation of your new good habits as an exciting journey. There will be a mixture of highs and lows throughout your journey, and you need to know how to handle the low points. This is all covered in the training, so let's get started. Identifying your bad and good habits. If you want to break your bad habits, then you need to know what they are. You may think this is obvious, but it isn't always. You can't change something if you are not aware of it, so in this video we will show you how to identify your bad habits and your good ones so that you can move forward. One of the most important things that you need to do is to accept that you have some bad habits. Some people find this difficult to accept for a variety of reasons, but you must do it or you will not get the most from this training. People often do things habitually that they do not realize are bad. Sitting in front of the TV every night might not seem like a bad thing to do, but human beings were designed to be active and move around a lot. Maybe you like to eat out several times a week. Nothing wrong with that if you can afford it, right? Well, you may not be eating too healthily by doing this, and you can certainly put the money that you are spending eating out to better use. Some of your bad habits are going to be pretty easy to break because they don't mean that much to you. Others are going to be a lot tougher to break, but when you use the techniques revealed in this training, then you will be able to break them for sure. Okay. Now that you have taken that first giant step of admitting that you have some bad habits, let's move on. Bad habits get easier. Here is something that you must understand. Starting a bad habit can be really pleasurable, and over time they will get easier. What do we mean by that? Well, let's say that one of your bad habits is lying to your spouse. This may have been pretty difficult for you to do at first, but the more you do it, the easier it became. In the back of your mind, you knew that lying to the person that you love the most in the world was the wrong thing to do, but you found ways to rationalize and justify your actions. This became addictive to you. An effective way to identify bad habits. Go to a place where you will not be disturbed and take some paper and a pen with you. You don't want any distractions while you are doing this, so put your phone in silent mode and turn off the TV. Okay, ask yourself this question. What are my bad habits? Is it really that simple? Yes, it is if you are committed to identifying your bad habits and breaking them to move forward in your life. You need to focus on the question and write down all of the answers you receive. Your subconscious mind will provide you with the answers. It doesn't matter what answers you receive, write them all down. Here are some examples of the kind of answers you may receive. I am lazy. I shout at my kids a lot. I never finish what I start. I am too much of a perfectionist. I am a procrastinator. I lie to my spouse. I spend too much money on things I don't need. I waste a lot of time on social media. I am a smoker. I am a drinker. If you have a long list of bad habits, then don't worry, you can break them all. Not receiving answers to the question is more concerning. Just focus on the question and keep asking yourself. Something will definitely turn up. Get specific about your bad habits. Once you have your list of bad habits, then you will need to be more specific about them. Ask yourself these questions and write down your answers. How much time do you spend indulging in each bad habit? How long have you indulged in each bad habit? How much money is each bad habit costing you? Does the bad habit affect your health and well-being? Does the bad habit affect your emotional health? Does the bad habit prevent you from doing things that you really want to do? It is very important that you identify the negative things about all of your bad habits. You will use these later to create positive reasons why you need to break your bad habits. So, keep working at this until you have a comprehensive list of bad habits and all of the specifics. What are your good habits? This is often more difficult for people to identify, but it is an important thing for you to do. This will help to reinforce future good habits that you want to form. So, to identify them, use the same process as before, but this time ask yourself, what are my good habits? Here are some examples of the answers you may receive. I always help people. I am a doer and an action taker. I am organized. I take responsibility for things. I am always learning new things. When you have finished writing down your good habits, go through each one and think about how they make you feel. Write your feelings down alongside each good habit. So, for example, if one of your answers is, I am always willing to help people, then write down the satisfaction that you get from doing this. So now that you have your list of good and bad habits, you can really start to make good progress. It wasn't that difficult, was it? How habits actually work. After identifying all of your bad habits, it is natural for you to be eager to break them all quickly. But you need to be patient when it comes to breaking habits and forming new ones. There is no quick fix for this no matter what anyone tells you. Some methods work faster than others do, though. It is going to take time to break a habit and form a new one. The simplest way to define a habit is a pattern of behavior formed by regular repetition. It is an acquired mode of behavior. Let's dive a little deeper into this statement. Pattern of behavior. Habits are something that you do on autopilot, but they all have patterns to them. A good habit is driving a car safely. When you first learned to drive, you had to pay attention to everything, and it was probably pretty stressful for you. Once you learn to drive, you do everything automatically and just concentrate on the road. But it is not really automatic. You are just following patterns of behavior that you have learned and perfected. It all happens very quickly, so you could be forgiven for thinking that it is automatic. This is important to understand because it means that you can always break a habit. Regular repetition. This is a strong clue that it takes an amount of time to form a habit. You need to do it regularly and repeat the process. This actually takes effort in the beginning, and you will need to apply effort when you form new empowering habits. Acquired mode of behavior. A good or bad habit didn't just turn up in your life one day. You had to acquire it. You made a conscious decision that you wanted to create the habit, and then you put time and effort into it. Every habit starts somewhere. You had to learn how to implement the habit. Some are easier to learn than others. There is no singular formula for habit formation. Everyone is different. If you are someone that is naturally active, then going to the gym on a regular basis will be an easier habit for you to form than someone who is not inclined to do this. If you have led a sedentary lifestyle for a long time, then it will be much more of a challenge for you to form a going to the gym habit. Different habits require different approaches. If you want to quit smoking, for example, then this will require a very different approach to wanting to go to the gym 3 times a week. There is no single formula for habit formation. Don't believe anyone that tells you that there is. There is a habit framework. Please don't think at this point that it is going to be too complicated for you to break bad habits and form good new ones. There is a framework that you can use for new habits that will work every time for you. This framework has 3 parts, and these form a neurological loop in your mind. They are remind, routine, reward. Researchers at MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, discovered the 3 R's loop. Their research showed that these 3 elements were essential in the cycle for habit formation. It is important for you to grasp this, as it will not only help with the formation of good new habits, but also with the breaking of existing bad habits. We will discuss this in more detail in the next video. Your habits define you. Here's something that you must know. Your habits define who you are. The routines that you run every day of your life are responsible for what you do and how productive you are, and will be responsible for how you run your life and even your happiness. So the question is, are you in control of your habits, or do they control you? The answer to this is both. You can always control your habits. This is what this training is all about. But remember that habits are powerful, and once you establish them as part of your everyday routine, then you will execute them on autopilot. Your habits become a part of you, and if you are not careful, they can control your life. If you have an alcohol or drug habit, then this can soon become an addiction that spirals your life out of control. It will take some serious commitment and effort to break a habit like this. But the good news is that it is possible. You want good habits to control you. If a habit is doing you good, then you want it to control you. People often become anxious about something controlling them, but this is not always a bad thing. If you have a habit of exercising regularly, then it is good to be controlled by this. The same goes for cleaning your home every week. Always finishing the things that you start, bathing every day, and cleaning your teeth morning and night. There are some habits that you need to be happy about having control over you. In the next video, we will take a detailed look at the habit formation process and breaking bad habits.